Well, hello to everyone out there in the Twilight Zone. I used to say the Matrix, but I think we've gone from the Matrix to the Twilight Zone. I haven't made a video in a while because of being in the Twilight Zone, also, but I also have my own personal Twilight Zone issues to deal with besides being in a absolutely mad world. Um, I decided to make a video today because actually I was going to force myself to go out and um, changed my mind because this whole thing that is going on in this world with these masks and lines and you can't go here, you can't go there. All this stuff is just way beyond things that I want to deal with. So I changed my mind. So here I am making a video. This video is going to be just a little commentary on some things that's been happening, but immediately after, I'm actually going to do a tarot card reading for what is going to be coming up in the latter part of December 2020 and then January 2021. So that will follow this video. I just had to say a few things about some things that have just recently happened. London, England has gone on to a tier 4 lockdown, and so there's this mass evacuation. The first one since 1939, which was of course World War II. This is coming on the heels of a mass evacuation from the city of Paris in France. And it says a lot. It says a lot. People don't want to be held prisoners. And I was seeing aerial views of this. The one in Paris actually was just mind-boggling. Every single highway and road and everything was just backed up, gridlock. Apparently in London, there was a lot of evacuation via um, trains, but the train stations were just mobbed. So, and this information was starting to come out yesterday about this newest lockdown. I was seeing this morning that certain countries in Europe are actually closing their borders um, with regards to England. So it keeps going on. But the real reason I wanted to make this video is because of the psychological aspect that is happening with this massive psyop that they have going on, and probably on a scale that would make 911, if you know what I'm saying. You got to be careful what you say, or either you get deleted off or whatever. But 911, September 11th, that in comparison to the psyop that they have going on now is child's play. Not that that was not significant and very shrewd, the way that they shrewd and diabolical the way that they were able to pull that off and have many of us, including myself back in those days, convinced as to what they were saying was the truth, only to find out it was all a psyop. But y'all, I have this thing that I saw on the Weather Channel this morning, and I'm guessing the Weather Channel is nationwide. I know I've been in different states and I've seen the Weather Channel. Well, the Weather Channel used to be owned by the same individual that owns CNN, and I'll just leave it at that. But there's no doubt in my mind, something like the Weather Channel that you think is there telling you the doggone weather, no, they are doing a lot more than that. They are programming you, and you don't even friggin' know it. You're sitting there thinking you're waiting on the next snowstorm to come in, and that's all you're doing. That may be all you're doing. That ain't all they're doing. And I'm going to give you just a very simple example of how psychological implants can be planted into your subconscious and you don't even realize it. This is a very simple example. Let me give you this sentence. I saw a chair and I sat in it. Here's another way. I saw a chair, but I sat in it. This is what I'm talking about by simply changing one simple word. You're changing the context of that sentence. You simply change the word and to but. It changes the context of this sentence. And people are not even aware of it. You hear it, like when you're watching TV, you're half listening to this bullshit, but make no mistake about it, your subconscious part of your brain is listening to everything and picking up everything. So I came across this morning on the Weather Channel, which is supposed to be telling us about some friggin' snow, hopefully, but no, that's not all they're doing. And this is what made me decide to just take a shower and stay inside because I know what they're doing. They had this youngish looking guy, probably in his late 20s, maybe perhaps in his early 30s. And you have to keep in mind, this is a nationwide program. The Weather Channel, it's a station, it's a programming station that is nationwide. They've got this guy on there, and when I'm listening to this guy, I'm automatically thinking like Zuckerberg with Facebook and the Twitter people and all this shit that you think really some. Y'all, I don't like to talk about appearances because I know what I look like. But somebody like Mark Zuckerberg is to believe that somehow put together a social media platform that is worldwide and worth billions of dollars, that guy actually did it without any help from someone else. I'm just saying, when I saw this guy on the Weather Channel this morning that was being interviewed, apparently he has created this app. And for some reason, the Weather Channel zeroed in on it and decided that he should be on national TV, a national platform. And I'm looking at this because I put it into my phone. It is, I believe it's called Let's Roam, ROAM. But the Weather Channel commentary, the headline was Scavenger Hunt. Now let that sink in for a minute. Is that not the creepiest friggin' thing that you could friggin' imagine? Scavenger hunt. Think about it. And y'all look at it from a psychological standpoint, a viewpoint, because they don't choose these words haphazardly. They choose them for a reason. So, the Weather Channel commentary, the headline, Scavenger Hunt, outdoor scavenger hunt for the whole family. Let's roam. And this sentence here really got me. Okay, it says let's roam. Socially distance fun for the whole family. Let me just read that one more time. Let's roam. Socially distance fun for the whole family. Right off the bat, y'all, this is like in the very beginning when I mentioned a simple sentence and changing a word psychologically, the way they are implanting a suggestion into your subconscious part of your brain is exactly what they did right then. And this was the headline. You were actually, while the Reynolds Wolf, which is a meteorologist on the Weather Channel, was interviewing this 30 something guy that has come up with this platform that somehow has a national platform for his new app for the whole family. But check out the wording. And when you do, and if you none of this interests you, I could give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Go on down the next train to Auschwitz. I don't give a fuck. I'm just letting you know it was in big bold letters as they were yapping back and forth. It was there for you to visually see. Plus, they were yapping about it. Let's roam. Socially distance fun for the whole family. So you have socially distance, and the very next word is fun. So what they are doing there from a psychological standpoint, they are they are planting into your subconscious mind that socially distancing is fun. And make no mistake about it, this is what they are doing. And it's fun for the whole family. And keep in mind, this is at a time when the churches are closed. You can't go to a bar and have a drink because you're a nervous wreck because of all this madness. That's if you happen to drink, but irregardless, or regardless, um, it does seem that some states have viewed it that strip clubs are essential and strip clubs are open but churches are closed. None of this is by chance, y'all. But I don't want to get off this topic. I think this is very important because in this interview, while everything is closed down, the schools you got to do remotely, and actually encouraging people by force not to congregate, and basically, in many cases, you got to stay inside. This app that this guy somehow got a national platform to tell about his app for the scavenger hunt, which actually, I gotta say, I'm kind of a spooky person. You can tell that by looking at me. When I saw the scavenger hunt, do you know what I thought? I thought of that movie, The Purge. That's the way my mind works. But you have to admit, scavenger hunt. is creepy in and of itself that they would choose that type of wording. If you don't believe me, you might turn on the Weather Channel and listen to it for yourself. The amount of subliminals they put into that very short segment, but they repeat this stuff over and over and over. So there is a chance if you were to catch it within the next couple hours, you might see it. But in the interview, this guy that came up with this app is they give a coordinates for somewhere in your location, and you can get the whole family together. Grandma, they made a point of saying the oldest person was 95 and the youngest was 5 years old, that was out on this scavenger hunt. So they this app, you get a coordinates, and the whole family gets together and goes out and on this scavenger hunt, to this coordinates to see what it is that's there. Y'all, if that does not make any sense at all, when they are encouraging people to stay indoors, in many states the restaurants are closed. You can't even indoor or outdoor dine anymore. Did I mention the churches were closed? I mean, y'all, there's something so strange about that. There it is. Outdoor scavenger hunt for the whole family. Let's roam. Socially distanced fun for the whole family. Y'all, something ain't right with that. Sorry. It just ain't right. I mean, on the one hand, the the local and the government, local governments, federal governments, all this shit is telling us that we got to stay indoors and social distance and don't shop and don't go to a bar, don't go to church, stay in if you can, blah 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 blah. And yet on a national media platform, they have some crap like this come out. It caught my attention. I don't know if anybody else out there is going to pick up on what I have with this, but there's something not right about it. And at the very least, if I am a conspiracy theorist, which I not, because all these conspiracies theories seem to be coming true. Not that they were my conspiracy theories, but they seem to be coming true because they are true. Y'all, pay attention. Do yourself a favor. Do your family a favor. And pay close attention to what you are reading. And on TV, they do it very fast. They do it very quickly. But pay attention to what your eyes are scanning. And pay attention to what you're hearing through audio. Because I can tell you without a doubt that the two sentences, I saw a chair and I sat in it, and I saw a chair but I sat in it, it is two entirely different contexts, simply from changing the word and to but. This is where people have to start understanding the game, and it's a psyop. This is where psychology comes in. Not to mention that for the first time in 800 years, the planet Saturn is coming into the picture, and even the Weather Channel has been talking about that constantly, back to back to back, making references to the planet Saturn and a conjunction that it is going to be making for the first time in 800 years. They all know, they're putting it out there for everybody to see and hear. It's up to you whether you put the pieces of the puzzle together, because I'm not saying that these half-wits on the meteorologists on the Weather Channel would have any clue about astrology, because they're so programmed from these Ivy League schools that they somehow managed to go to, but they're very, very programmed, and their minds would never go to it, although they're reading a teleprompter. But I can assure you, the planet Saturn making an appearance for the first time in 800 years is all a part of what we have been experiencing since like March of 2020, and it's going to continue for from October 2020. It is going to continue for 1.5 years. They've known it all along, and they're trying to make things as normal as possible, normalize it. And y'all know, if they do something long enough, it does become normal, because you know what? Even though I'm an anti-masker, the face mask thing, you have no choice but to wear them if you plan to go buy groceries in a supermarket or whatever. You have no choice. They force this on us. But here's where and again, it's psychological. You are forced to do something, and you do it over and over and over. And I'll give you a quick example, and then I'm ending this video. But like when you're getting ready to leave the house, most of us, we're going to say, okay, I got my wallet, I got my purse, I got my car keys. These few things that run through your mind of what I need the last minute to go out the door. Now it is, do I have my mask? Do you see how they're doing this? And quite frankly, from what they told us from the very beginning, with the new normal, I can see how easily, at least with half of the population in this country, I can't speak for other parts of the world, but it's very effective. It's been very effective, and myself included, because what good's it going to do unless you have a stash of masks in your glove compartment in your car or something? Even myself, before I head out, this, along with my car keys and my wallet, I'm thinking, do I have a mask? See how easy they've done this? And it's only been a few months now. More than a few months. You know, it's way, way too many months, actually. But anyways, that's the point I'm trying to make. Pay attention, because all they have to do to plant a subliminal into your subconscious is by a simple word. And y'all, I just got to say this one more time, and this was on the Weather Channel. Pay attention to the wording. Let's roam. Socially distance fun for the whole family. That sentence is telling you that socially distancing is fun. It's psychological. Psychological. They're putting it into your mind that it's fun to social distance. Pay attention. Could save your life someday. That's it. I rambled too long. Everybody have a safe day out there in the loony bin that we call the United States and the world. Be safe.